of views. Looks okay. If we put it in a position where there was no vibration, it looks like there's no vibration, but I'll have to take it out and check.
So have you got any more email responses or anything?
No.
Oh, no?
No. I still have to just send it out. I don't think there's much more to it. It's just blindly send it out. I've been looking, the term is called email prospecting. So I've been going through these blogs on sales where they call this term email prospecting. So they say, this is how you craft some subject line, this is how you craft an email.
Right.
I'm going to collect 50 odd different subject lines and emails.
Okay.
Fill in the location with the. So I'm going to randomly pick these emails. This is what I'm thinking right now. I'm going to do 2 sets of files, one's with random subjects, one's with random content. Contents are short, simple ones, and I have all these emails with the who I'm going to contact, which company they're from.
Right.
Just sort of mix them together and then mass send them out and see. It looks like, I don't know. I'm not sure what else to do. Like, because there's apparently a term for this. There's a procedure for this where you write short emails. Anyways, I'm just looking at the blogs, trying to get a sense of what we can do.
So what about like you? I think you've already started applying outside Dubai as well, yeah?
France, a few French companies. I've got the email and names of some American companies. So what I did was, there are these directories of membership directories. I go through them, I take all the info out, put them in an Excel file, right now Google Sheets file. So I have all that info. Now I just got to actually send it to them. I mean, I don't think there's too much intelligence here. You just have to, these are the general templates they give you. Just program, put it in and push it out, I think. Because I think the image is not a good idea. I think maybe images are triggering something, because it's got worse with the image added. Either the email client is saying, oh, there's an image, I should stop it.
Yeah, I know some of these corporate emails have that.
Because when I send it without the images, okay, I got something. And also, so we learned this much. We know that images don't bother sending it. I thought it'll give them an idea, even if they don't click on the video link, but it looks like that's not what's happening. Plus also the YouTube, I think it's better put the full YouTube link, because it's not looking like even no one's even bothered clicking. At least previously, randomly, couple of guys just clicked it, right?
Okay.
This thing, it doesn't look like that. So anyways, we learned that lesson. There's nothing else left for me to do. I just have to just send them out. There's nothing really else, I think.
That Adipec, Abu Dhabi.
Those guys are not getting back. The guys, DMG, they were the first people I sent these things to. There I put the YouTube video, and I did not. In fact, the YouTube video is only made for them initially.
Okay.
They were the very first people. DMG events. I'm thinking of this. So one of the tips they said in the subject line is to always put something that they're familiar with. So I'm thinking, I don't know if I can. I know I can do this. I think programmatically. If you're sending it from the so through a program, if you not program, you can let a little script to send emails. Over there, you can say what. So I can put Google or something. I can say from Google Apps or something. So I'm thinking in the headline, say, this is Google's conference app. You can have it too, or something like that. So I'm trying to get them to. So I'm thinking I have to try something like that. Get them to click the subject line by saying, okay, Google something. Maybe they'll be thinking, oh, hold on, I need to reset my password or something. So that's why Google sent me an email. But I don't know if I can pull that off because.
This is not like reskinned Google conference app for you or for whatever conference they might
Yeah.
use, you know.
I was actually looking at yesterday, so thinking about selling the stuff that we have. So I went back to the the AMP, the Google's fast.
Right.
I went back to AMP and they have like a little project on e-commerce. So they have an e-commerce thing that they built on AMP. Google's giving out like the sample code. So I took it out. They're selling women and men's clothes, and you have to plug it in with a little server. So I took what they had, plugged into my server, and so I can inject stuff like this is our books, this is the furniture we want to sell. So right now I said books, children textbooks, and furniture, tables, and sofas. So I'm trying to see, is there a way where we can sort of take our photos, take our descriptions, put it in, and then AMP website start spreading it around, say, hey, in fact we'll even say, so this is how the checkout goes. You go, you look at our books, you say, okay, click on this, add this to my shopping cart, etc. Then when on checkout, instead of going and paying money, maybe on checkout we say, okay, we'll send you the location where you have to come and pick it up or something. So I'm thinking something like that. So forget about the money part right now, just like set it up so that people can say, okay, I'm interested in this book, I'll come and pick it up from him, something like that. So that's what I was looking at yesterday.
What do you mean? How will it get sent out? Do you have to visit a website or how?
So I'm thinking you have to go and put it on some community website of some sort. So like something like Reddit or something, put it there and say, hey, I've got something, would you like to check it out? Because I'm looking at do business, it's like too much. Maybe if you put a simple site, I was thinking like, why not just go with do business? But I'm thinking that what happens is things like do business and all, over time they put more complexity, and they were built at a time when AMP and all was not there. AMP was simply good because Google will push your product without you asking for it. So it's simple. I don't know. I'm thinking like maybe there's something in it. Like, because I also had to scramble like this when I was selling my stuff in Singapore, and we are also going to. It looks like we're going to have to scramble. So instead of that, is there a way of putting it beforehand? So if in 2-3 months' time, if people want, they can come and pick it up. And as last resort, we give it away.
Do you check? Do you have to leave by October? October end?
I have to go and talk to that. I don't know who to. Amar, I think I looked online. I said Amar, I think.
Yeah.
So I'll have to go and show it to the offices and ask them. I think they have a provision for extending. So
yeah, I really don't know because they keep changing it. They keep changing it.
okay.
They keep changing it. Some other sort of app now in between, or you're just sending photos?
No, it was just on the email thing. It's been about a week on that. I was also trying to go through some books, so I went to through the Singapore library. I get some access, just like Toronto. I get access to some books, so I was just trying to go through them. But not many give any template. They have like this or outline. These are the questions you need to answer in your email address and work through it.
Okay.
You know, like what's your objective? What is it that what can you solve for the customer? So if you answer those kind of questions, you try to assemble it into a email from that. Also thinking if I can get this e-commerce thing up, I mean the thing where we give our stuff out for free as a starting, I'm thinking instead of people logging in and start using username and in profile and all that, I'm thinking I'll go with the WhatsApp route, which is that I'll give a number out, I'll give my WhatsApp number out, and so if you want your listing, you just take a photo and write something and WhatsApp to my number. I'll plug it into my system, and so take info out of that and create a profile. So make it less. So immediately, as soon as you feel like I want to list something, take your phone, take some pictures, write a little description, send it. I'll take it and put it on the website. So that could be like frictionless way of doing this. If we want to add other people into the system, so they can buy, give out stuff they want to get rid of.
So you'll be like the middleman taking input from them and just listing it.
Right, exactly. I can sort of do it, maybe initially do it by hand, or then later do it automatically. Essentially something where you don't have to go and log in and all that. So I'm thinking, I just see it as something I want to get rid of. Take a photo of it, WhatsApp it. And based on your number, I know, okay, this is a new profile, or this profile has listed stuff before, I'll just put to his account or something.
Again, you have to create like a database of all those again, right?
Yeah. That part is not terribly difficult. Essentially, that's what I was doing yesterday. So, creating a server with a database which has info that we want.
Is it possible to get like servers in different countries? I mean, like, because there's a big problem now. Everyone is like, only these American companies are dominating all these tech services, right? So is it possible to make like regional versions or like local versions of all these things?
These American guys do it even locally. So you can say, I want, for example, if you are dealing with the US government, they stipulate there are certain servers in the US you have to put it in. And equivalently, I think if you want, you can say, I don't want US servers, I want outside.
Again, but it's still controlled by the American companies. Is it possible to have like do the exact same thing they're doing, but with your own hardware, your own software?
I know some Swiss companies are doing it where they say, look, we put our servers on Switzerland, you can start using it. But I think I know some people do it, but it hasn't worked out as well as these guys, because I think part of the problem is not having the servers. It is like you build an interface, so you build stuff around it so you can seamlessly access it. I think that takes a little bit of effort and difficulty, I think. I don't know, because people are doing this, especially Switzerland. Because I think what they have is they have within mountains, they have all these things for, I think, military reasons. Now the government's offloading them, so you can actually go and buy it, and these guys say, okay, we've got secure Swiss mountain servers and we put our servers there, so nothing will affect them. That's the selling point. So for example, if you're doing business in Russia, I think you need to put it in Russia. They don't want Russian data out. China, they want the stuff in China. So you have to just some of these countries force you to comply with their local rules, so you have to have ways of doing it. Alibaba has something called Ali Cloud. Like, other than these three guys, other guys are trying. Oracle has something like what these guys do.
Again, they're all American companies and Chinese. Again, the problem is it's even China, you cannot trust your data with them, right?
Thing is the question here is not that it can't be done. It's like maybe people talk about it, but they're not willing to pay for it. So I think that might be part of the issue. It's like, even if we start a business like this, I have a sense that people are talking, for example, I want to talk some privacy and all, and end of the day, they still end up using Facebook, even if people keep saying Facebook is using your data. So
fair enough, but again, that is like from a
consumer point of view.
Yeah,
I think even businesses, are they willing to pay extra? Let's say for some reason, Americans have managed to do it cheaper. Even if it's a couple of cents more, are they willing to pay it to put it outside? That's where they start to think. Like, for example, Oracle, okay, Ali Cloud is there, a handful of other European companies are there. They're not doing as well. I think it's because end of the day, people are, even businesses, privacy, they'll talk about it, but end of the day, they won't pay
again,
extra.
They haven't had, well, that's the thing, until they get suffer enough, no one is going to find out, yeah.
True.
All these credit cards, every single big company, they've had these customer credit card and all stolen, right?
Yeah. And there's no major punishment, so there's no reason to change. Yeah. This is one of the reasons why nowadays when you go and log into a service, they prefer you log in with Gmail or Facebook, because they don't want the headache of taking your account and it getting lost. So they instead say, okay, Gmail takes care of it, Facebook takes care of it, it's not our problem, not our headache. So I don't have to show in my database who you are. What happens is you click on Gmail, log in with Gmail, log in with Facebook, it goes to their account, they will look up their profile and they're like, okay, they'll give me a little piece of ID that says this is who he is, here's his first name, last name, that's it. I don't know your password, I don't know any info about you. So if someone hacks into my system, I don't know, it doesn't matter. I don't have to say, oh, my system's compromised, because your info is not with me, it's with Gmail. So one of the reasons they people do this.
I feel like, just having alternatives to like these things, like regional alternatives, should be a big market, because